Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Unguided podcast. The original second podcast got corrupted. Don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why we were in different outfits. And real thanks here. She is here. So that might make a guest appearance coming up in the future, in the near future. And we can just get right into everything we were talking about. Everything we have planned to talk about, not everything we talked about.
Well, we did talk about it in the original second podcast,
we talked
but
about
we
this.
don't have that anymore.
So we talked about it in the second podcast, or the first one. I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that these have not been talked about in the first one, but if you hear it again, we might add some we haven't.
Well, obviously, not going to say word for word we said in the last one, so it's going to be
kind of hard to do that. So.
Yeah, I don't practice our podcast. I never even watched our whole podcast the way through. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know if Nathan did or not, but I have not.
No, I don't practice these podcasts either, and that's why it took me like 3 times to get the intro.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with gear because that's a fun one.
Yeah, gears. Good one to start with, I'd say.
Okay. So, going with gear, get yourself something comfortable.
That's important.
Talking everything. All right, pants, jacket, boots, lanyard. If you got a lanyard like mine that pulls at the hair on the back of my neck all the time,
It sucks.
yeah, it does not feel good. And like you don't even do anything crazy, and you'll just slightly move, and it'll feel like you're you're getting scalped. So it's
yeah,
it's not a fun thing. So get a nice lanyard, or paracord. If you aren't like too picky with things, I don't mind it. Hurts real bad sometimes. Doesn't hurt too bad sometimes. But if you're hunting and you have a jacket with a collar, you can put it over the collar and not inside the collar, and then it'll be just fine. You won't have that problem.
Yeah, just a quick disclaimer. We're going to be sniffling a lot. Things going around school where everybody's sick. Same thing, everybody's all congestion and stuff. So just wanted to let you guys know. I know I've sniffled probably at least 10 times already. So yeah. Like with lanyards, I love my neoprene lanyard. The neck strap's neoprene, and down here there's 2 rings. There's a ring on each side, then it goes down to paracord. It comes with it's a 3-drop lanyard originally. I guess you could say it's a 6-drop, but it has three double loop drops, and then I added 1 on so I can fit more calls on.
He loves his calls.
I like calls. I have a lot of calls. I'm gonna continue to buy a lot more calls.
I'm not gonna go too in depth because we already did this, but since it's gear and you need it, get yourself a call you like calling on. You know, the pros might call on this, but
You're not a pro.
But yeah,
Most likely you're not a pro.
Like you're not a pro, but other than that, not every pro calls on the same call, so it's not always a skill level as to why a call sounds good.
A lot of pros use power calls. A lot of pros use Tim Browns. A lot of pros use echoes, RNTs. RNT's a big one for duck calling. A lot of pros use custom calls. I mean, it's all personal preference. What you learn on, what you're good at, what you practice on. It's basically.
Yeah. So we're not gonna go into depth. I don't think we went into. Okay, yeah. On the first one, we went into depth and all the like different materials and stuff. So yeah, just gonna quickly get yourself a call you like. Get yourself 2 calls you like. You don't need to, but eventually you should get a second one because you can either get one that you like that sounds different, that's better for other scenarios, like talked about in the first podcast.
It's not fun when one starts freezing up. I had that happen to me. You're sitting there calling ducks. All of a sudden, it just like sounds so stupid. I mean, it just locks up and just doesn't really make anything. It makes a noise. It's kind of like a squeaking noise, and it's not going to help you. It's going to flare birds. So that's kind of annoying. You know, if you're hunting, if you get oh my gosh, if it gets cold where you hunt, I'd recommend getting at least 2 calls. But I mean, if you can't afford it, doesn't matter. You just keep your honestly. Mason just broke my pen, but if you don't have to worry about that. Just keep it in your pocket. A lot of jackets have pockets right here now that you can keep them warm, or just put it in your whatever pocket you have your hand warmer in. You lose a spring. Oh my gosh. All right, so while Nathan's trying to find this so I can fix my pen,
Okay.
This is fun.
Jordan, keep talking.
So basically, so I guess we can be done with lanyards and calls for now.
But we're not done with gear though.
I need the writing part. Yeah, we're not done with gear. I don't need that yet. So see what else
we did the top. We haven't done pants.
Flashlight.
We haven't done pants at all.
Use the phone flashlight, you idiot. Alright, so I'm
You
going to
called
continue while
me
he
an
tries to
idiot.
find this.
Yeah, continue.
No, yeah, heck with Nathan. Nathan's gonna get to work on finding the rest of my pen.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, pants are good. I'd recommend going with bibs if you can, if you have the money. See,
Because they
we're
keep
fortunate
your
that-
tummy warm.
yeah, we're fortunate that we are 15. Our parents buy a lot of our gear for us. Parents buy all of my gear for me. I don't know about Nathan, but basically all my gear I get.
I work hard for my stuff.
Nathan doesn't buy any of his stuff. He's lying. But
They probably didn't even hear me. I'm
yeah,
down here.
yeah. The parents buy our gear, so we don't have to buy it. So we can really. And also, you don't want to break your parents' bank. It's never a good thing. And then you won't eat for the next week.
If anyone
Not be good.
wants to send Jordan a new spring, we'll set up a P.O. box called Jordan Spring.
Fun for pens.
Oh,
Found her.
we got her.
All right.
Pen's back in business. Okay.
So, yeah, I like bibs. I have hunting pants as well. They both get the job done. I just like. I mean, when it's 20 degrees, bibs are fantastic because they. I mean, obviously they come up to here, and then you have your jacket on over top, so your midsection is super warm. You don't get really cold. You don't want to leave the hunt. One other thing, when you're trying to stay warm, even when you're calling, I chew gum. Because if your mouth's not moving, your face gets cold. So that's one thing that I learned last year is I just chew gum. It runs out of flavor. Keep chewing it. Don't spit it out or else your mouth's going to get cold.
Bring multiple pieces.
Yeah.
If you really like your flavor.
Yeah. If you don't really care, because I just kind of didn't care because it was super cold. I just kind of laid in my layup on. My door's closed. They kept on asking me if I'm okay. I said I'm fine. I'm trying to stay warm. But yeah, so I guess it's really all you need to know. I mean, for gear, you can go
Sugar-free gum.
No.
You gotta get. If you have sugary stuff in your mouth, you could screw up your call.
Nope. I call gummies all the time. I eat gummies.
I don't
call
like
gummy,
it.
and I go to call.
I guess it's personal preference. If my mouth if I have eaten candy or drank soda or something, if I'm gonna be calling soon and I know it, I'll try to be like, I'll swallow a ton. I'll try to get everything out.
I mean, it's just me. I'm like eating and calling because I don't really don't feel like getting a piece of food.
Mm-hmm.
I call. I mean, I know you can call right through it. It doesn't really matter that
Yeah.
much all the time. But alright, so we're trying to keep this podcast nice and short. We're only 6 minutes in. We're doing pretty good right now. So let's move on to the next topic with gear. I'm just gonna go with waders. Nathan doesn't really know anything about waders.
Where the heck is this in? Oh, next part of gear. I thought you said we're in the
No.
next part of the podcast.
Yeah. So my waders, I started out with hip waders. Then I got Bass Pro chest waders, like the cheap $80 ones. They're not cheap, but they're like $80 chest waders.
They're cheap for waders.
Yeah, exactly. They're rubber. On the inside, it's like a different coating. They're kind of hard to move in. That's probably just me because I wasn't used to chest waders, but I mean they got the job done for a couple of years. I used them for trout fishing when it was really cold. Used them for hunting, but it got to the point where I was like, all right, I hunt enough. I mean the neoprene ones look sweet. They feel sweet. I tried them on. So I went out and got a pair of, I believe they're Cabela's Super Mag waders. I love them. They have hand pockets here. They came with a little shell belt thing. Not shell belt, shell holder. Yeah, I think they're 1,600 gram for the boots. I'm not sure the millimeters, the thickness of the waders.
1,600
Gram.
Oh. I was
Yeah.
gonna say they're not that expensive.
No, I think they run what is it, 250?
Okay, while he looks that up, my opinion on waders, make sure they keep you dry.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Don't grab leaky waders. Early season, my buddy were hunting. The guy that took me after youth duck comes back. He's like, "Yeah, I knew I had leaks in these, but I didn't know they were that bad." So his waders were filled to about here with water. So he's lucky it was early season. It was still pretty chilly that day, but he's lucky it was early season and not late season where it's around the 0 degrees.
While he looks for the price of his waders, I'm gonna move on to boots. Muck boots aren't a must, but they
Love
are
muck
a beauty. Neoprene and rubber, waterproof all the way up, but works inside out too. So if you flood them, you got buckets on your feet now. Got 5-gallon buckets
Same
on
thing
your
with
feet.
waders.
Yeah, but waders are like a 30-gallon or 55-gallon drums. So
yeah. Yeah. So to interrupt him, yes, they are 1,600 gram. The thickness of the neoprene is 5 millimeters. So I believe that's one of the thicker millimeters of neoprene for waders that you can get. They keep me really warm. I love them. I just wear jeans underneath them. I'm perfectly warm. Also, I just kind of stuff the cuff of my jean underneath my foot. But it's nice to have wader cuffs. But if you don't want to buy those, tape works just as good. Just tape your jeans nice and tight around your ankle so that your jeans don't slide out, because that is very uncomfortable when your jeans are up to here, and then it's just not fun. It comes with a 24 shell loop thing. You know, 24 shells, of course. It's not a full box. You have one left in your box. It's kind of annoying. But, yeah, I like them a lot. They're 1,600 grams. They run $239.99 to $249.99. So, I mean, they're good waders for a good price. They are neoprene and not breathable. I've never tried breathable waders, so I don't know. I like neoprene a lot. They keep you warm. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about them.
A little tip, oh my gosh. With the sniffling, I have this stupid cough where, like, the tickle in my throat is only, like, it solves, like, a little sound, and so that's all I do, and if that gets annoying, that's why I can't help it, and so, I don't care what you think, about that little cough. I can't help it, just watch through it. But, a little tip, if you don't like the cold, you get cold easily, whatever, you wear base layers. If you tuck your base layer or your base layer pants into your socks, that can keep them from riding up in your boots, which can get annoying. Especially, I feel like, if I remember correctly, I feel like I've had my base layers come up to here where they get where they won't come back down. Just no one's tuck them in. You'll be just fine that way.
Alright, so
I think gear's pretty much.
I mean, we didn't really go over. I guess we can go over jackets a little bit. For your mid to upper layer, like we said, bibs, keep your mid layer and I guess basically upper layer warm. Jackets, Drake's a good brand.
Try to get something waterproof no matter what. You're hunting waterfowl, like you're
not
gonna
hunt in the rain.
You're gonna want to stay in the rain.
Some of the most ducky days are when it's raining. That's when I've seen some of the most ducks. That's when they want to work the best sometimes. You know, I feel like, oh, you can't have ducks in the rain. They don't like getting wet. They sit in water. They go underwater to feed. If anybody tells you that, they honestly don't know what they're talking about.
So
yeah, exactly. They live outside. They can't really help getting wet. But Drake's a good brand. Cabela's has some really good stuff. Redhead, which is Bass Pro and Cabela's brand, has some good stuff.
You don't have to start with Drake.
No, don't start with Drake. Start with cheaper stuff. Field and Stream has really nice stuff. That's what my bibs are.
Unless someone's gonna buy it for you, don't start with expensive stuff.
But also, if someone's gonna buy your Drake jacket, say, hey, I prefer to get a cheaper jacket and pants or bibs. So you get a 2-for-1 deal right there. I mean, that's just.
And yeah, it also helps because if you're out there hunting, you're like, I don't like this anymore, and then the person who bought you the Drake jacket finds out that you just quit, sold the jacket, made the money, and they probably aren't.
Are you happy?
Yeah, they're not gonna buy anything over $100 ever again. So yeah, try to make sure you know that you're gonna like it. That's why you should buy cheap stuff, but not too cheap that it makes your experience horrible.
Exactly. Being cold sucks.
And you're gonna be cold. Like, I don't think you could probably get enough gear that you'd be in a comfortable, like,
no.
Like, I don't know, like you're sitting in your house in the heat. Like, you're never gonna get there unless you have a propane heater and a pit blind or something.
Yeah, that's nice. You get a Mr. Buddy heater if you can. Love them. Love throwing out in a pit blind or even in the duck line where it's open. Still keeps you nice and warm. Especially you switch it around people, you know, so that different people get the warmth at different times.
I would suggest not using any sort of heater in a layup line.
No, that's not a good idea because it's pretty close quarters. I mean, like a duck line.
it would be pretty. It would be pretty.
You'd get hot quick. I mean, so you start a fire, so you'd be roasting the entire time.
I mean, if they were fireproof or there was some sort of heater and you could like warm one of them things up, that's the innovation the waterfowl world needs right there.
That's what we're gonna come up with Unguided.
Heated layup.
With the drop. All right. Also, to go with what I said about us dropping out with Unguided, that's not gonna happen. But hopefully, we should have hoodies ready to sell within the next week. Hopefully by the end of this week, we should have them ready to sell. We're just waiting on the go-ahead from a special person to use something and do something. We're just waiting on the go ahead from them. As soon as we get that, as soon as we get the go ahead or we get the no, we're gonna drop our hoodies and then we're gonna start taking orders. They're gonna be $40 flat. That's our flat rate. So if you're small, if you're a extra large, 2XL, 3XL, 4XL, 5XL, no matter what size you get, it's gonna be $40. Actually, if it's 4 or 5, we might have to bump the price up a little bit because that's like really expensive for us to make. But so yeah, I just want to add that in just so you guys kind of knew what's going on, because that's like kind of the point of this podcast, is to keep you guys updated on our business.
And just to talk, just random shooting crap.
Yep.
Like,
gear. Also, just to end gear. A hat. I like a nice. What am I gonna say? I like a nice beanie. Beanies are great. I use a Carhartt like a midweight beanie. I think year round. Freaking love that thing. Get it at Tractor Supply. It's great. Keeps me warm in the coldest days. But I also like wearing my camo brimmed hat. I'm gonna have to this year for filming. That's gonna suck because I'm not gonna be able to wear a beanie.
No, actually, have you ever seen people wear their brim hat and their beanie?
Yeah, I've done that before, but it's not comfortable.
Yeah, I've never tried because it's uncomfortable. So yeah.
Okay, so next topic. We're going to go. Sorry to interrupt you, Nathan. Not really.
Okay.
Spreads. I don't really want to get too deep into spreads right now because we don't have that much time. We have about 10 to 15 minutes left.
Blind snacks.
Blind snacks, that's pretty in depth. We can get there. Alright, so we're just going to try and, let's just say we want to try and get these last 3 done, and then that's going to be rough to do. Alright, so we're going to start with spreads. So, no we're not. We're going to start with blind snacks. Alright, so, blind snacks. I like jerky. I like gummies, like I said earlier. I like these stroop waffle things. It's like honey inside of 2 like really thin little waffles. It's fantastic. I love it. I also really like, what am I looking for here? It is, okay, now just remembered. So my buddy got a Coleman, this little thing, I forget exactly what it's called. Just look up, let me try and find it. So basically it's a Coleman soup thing.
It's not really a soup. It's a camp stove for hiking. You know, they pack up real nice. They sit on a propane. Is it propane? Might be butane. No matter what, it's a flammable gas thing.
Yeah.
Sits on it. Probably seen them in hiking stores.
They're super compact. It just fold 3 prongs, just fold out, and then you go ahead and cook your soup. And it's so nice. We were sitting in our duck line. Brand can of Campbell soup. I like spicy enchilada. Nope, what was it? Spicy something rather. Spicy quesadilla, I believe it was. Fantastic out in the duck line. It was really hot. It was great. Nathan, why don't you look up the thing to find this?
Search up Coleman camp stove.
I already looked it up. Didn't work.
Coleman
look it up again.
Should work. Oh, okay.
Nope, that's not gonna work, Nathan.
Alright,
so this is
a little big.
Yeah, it's different.
Search up Coleman like hiking stove. I don't know.
My eyes like messing up right now. It's really annoying. Alright, but back to the podcast. Sorry guys, kind of ignored you.
Are we talking blind snacks? Okay. I don't really bring blind snacks, because usually I don't think about snacks until it's that morning and I'm not hungry. So I don't do anything.
That's the wrong one. Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like. Right there. So basically you click your butane or your, what's it called on, your propane. He used a, we didn't have a lighter, so he just used sparks from a flint and steel. So I just spark it. Started good. This is actually kind of comfortable sitting like this, not gonna lie. But he decided to do that. Yeah, and then lights on fire, makes a loud noise, and you gotta figure out, get your flame how you want it to, and cook your can of Campbell soup.
Some of the nicer ones will have a electronic starter.
That's good. Don't buy a nice one. It's not worth the money. When this one all you need is just a lighter, just.
They're not even that much more expensive. It's
yeah,
like,
they are.
It's like it's just like any other starter on like a propane stove.
Yeah, basically
you just click it and
you turn it or click a button. Yeah, you turn it, you click a button, or it starts. Either that. But off of that now. So blind snacks. I like when we get up in the morning. This is my blind snack. This is gonna be your pre-game blind snack. So I like to get up, pour some coffee in my thermos, keep it warm for the day. I drink my coffee black. I also don't drink crappy store-bought coffee. I drink Black Rifle and Free Range, 2 of the best. Kick-Ass Coffee, that's another good one. I like that a lot. Started drinking that more recently. Pretty good. It's a dark roast. Like I said, I drink my coffee black. Don't mess with creamer or nothing. Don't mess with any store-bought stuff. That stuff's junk. I'm telling you. If you never tried like coffee like that, like free range of black rifle, get it. It's well worth it. And then we go to Turkey Hill or Sheets. Get me a Red Bull or a Monster. They're great for you. Get you going in the morning a little bit. Partially because the flavor sucks on half of them. That's why it gets you going, wakes you up. You know, the flavor's odd. And then pizzas, breakfast pizzas. They're killer. I love breakfast pizza so much. At Turkey Hill, you get a little personal pan breakfast pizza. Got eggs, bacon, sausage, cheese.
If you get the good one, it's got bacon, sausage, ham.
Yeah, exactly.
Any other breakfast meat.
They're great.
The meat lovers one, they're
yeah.
good. Favorite choice: eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, after dinner, snack before lunch. If I'm at Turkey Hill, I may get one.
If I'm at Turkey Hill, I see they have them.
If I'm hungry.
That's going on the counter. Exactly. See, sometimes you're not hungry, right? And you see them, you're like, man, I'm really freaking hungry. But no, you're not.
Yeah, or sometimes you see them, yeah. Like you said, you see them, you're not hungry, but you're like, I'm still getting one, I'm here.
Yes, sir, exactly. Alright, so done with blind snacks. What are we going to move on to? Spreads or off-season things?
So in the off-season,
Fishing.
outdoors, I just started fishing more.
Oh, my bad, camera, I'm sorry. I need to stay away from this table, that's not good.
I just started fishing more last summer. Was it last summer or is it still summer? Okay, so the months before...
The summer of 2019.
Yeah, the months before these ones, these upcoming fallish ones, I started fishing a lot more. That's fun. Gets you outside, ripping lips, catching fish.
Yes, sir. I like fly fishing a lot, too. It's fun really getting... See, fly fishing, you know, bass fishing stuff, I love it, too. That's what I grew up doing, but I got into fly fishing and fishing for, like... You know, I fly fish for trout, obviously. I got into fishing for native trout, so, I mean, you're catching fish that are this long. But it's just as rewarding as catching a 5-6 pound bass. I'm telling you guys, if you've never done it, especially on a fly that you tied yourself. So I caught my first brookie this summer. That was a rough summer. Then I decided to set out and catch one on the fly that I tied. That was even better. It was awesome. Yeah, so
there's all sorts of, pretty much anything that you like doing.
Yeah, that's an off-season thing. Except for, obviously, you can't duck hunt during the off-season.
You could.
Pigeon hunting, crow hunting.
You could duck hunt when it's not season, but it's ill-advised. Simple as that.
Disclaimer, we never told you to. We said it is possible. Never said it's a good idea. Because you're going to get a felony.
A big one.
That's not on me. Yeah, everybody jokes about, oh, waterfowl, you know, I'm just going to go poach geese and ducks. Well, good luck when you get a felony and all different federal things. That's not a me problem, that's a you problem. But we're coming down.
Working on calling's a good
practice calling a lot.
Off-season thing. You can lose it. I mean,
watch Jordan Henson Outdoors videos. That's a good off-season activity.
Calling's a close thing to riding a bike, but at the same time, it's like you ride a bike, you stop riding a bike, and then you go get back on a bike, but the bike's on fire this time. Yeah. And you have to learn something new, because you can forget it. Practice laying down calling, because if you're in a layup line especially, it can be a little different.
He's called in the layup line, what, twice?
Twice, yeah, it's
different.
And
then we're sitting at our house filming the spread video. We're sitting there, he's messing around off camera calling. He's like, man, I can't call laying down. I need to practice.
It's weird. I did not think it would be that weird, but it is weird.
Yeah, alright, so we have a couple minutes left in this podcast.
Lay on your couch,
so
practice calling.
Laying your layup line, if it's simple to set up, if not.
Or if you have it on you.
Yeah. Alright, so remember all-season things. Also, we play a lot of Xbox.
Pass time.
We're pretty good at Xbox.
Boring.
It's not near as fun as hunting, I'll tell you what, I mean.
Yeah, and then boring months when, like, especially if it's...
Thanks, Leroy! I got to deal with that for a while because my dad's probably playing with the dog, so just deal with it.
Yeah, we'll talk a little louder, but...
Yeah.
As I was saying that I forget what I was saying, we were talking about off-season. Okay, so yeah, the months leading up to hunting season, season. If depending, for me sometimes it's a sight, smell, thing I hear, anything. If it's close to season, that can be a killer wait. Sitting there waiting for season.
Yeah.
It can get boring, but pretty much something that helps me. Something kind of stupid that helps me. Play the hunter. You know, I'm not actually hunting, but it's not real. It's not as realistic as it could be, but it is still a fun little thing to do. Sound like the calling's not as realistic, but it's still it can what's the word?
Get your blood flowing.
Huh?
Get your blood flowing.
Yeah, no, like an addict, you know, when they get their fix. Yeah, it can give me my fix of calling, good calling, you know, because I can call decent but not good. So
He's pretty good.
So I would say I'm decent. I probably put myself down a lot harder than I should, just like pretty much anyone does with things they do. They're always like, oh no, I'm not good, and then they actually are. So.
Alright, so I'd say that's about good for off-season things. Since we only have literally a couple minutes just left to film this, I keep saying that, but it's because it's true. It's currently 8:49 p.m. on Tuesday, September 17th. Just in case you guys are wondering what day this is filmed. So off-season things, cross that off.
Spreads are gonna be a hard one.
Do we want to get into spreads or do we not?
No. Let's scrap down. Episode 3 of the Unguided podcast is gonna have something cool called spreads.
Yep. So we'll get into that then. But it looks like Nathan's gonna do a little rundown on the real thing.
No, I wasn't. Maybe I might kind of put it. Oh, geez, I really.
Nathan's doing the camera angle for the past 30 seconds I've been talking. That's sweet.
I flipped the camera real hard. But no, I was gonna talk about maybe a little bit of team calling or you know, something along those lines.
I've said that before, so I'll go ahead and start off with that. So a lot of times team calling. One big thing that Nathan brought up earlier when he and I were kind of practicing team calling, use the same pitch call. I mean, you don't want one person to be out there honking, and the next person be out there. Exactly, it's way. I mean, I didn't have to do mine. It's way different. Like.
I mean, I guess it could work because you got the
different pitches of geese. It could sound realistic, but like, I mean, like if you're so different, like
you kind of flow better if you're both.
Yeah, like his that short call is deep for a short call. Like.
Yeah, this one. I don't know if it's wood, the way it's tuned.
Probably the way it's tuned. Obviously the way it's tuned, but like this right here, this is my deeper call, and then. See, like that's like, it's a huge difference. I mean, you don't want, you know, like those honkers and lessers don't mix well. They don't like each other. Both get pissed off at each other when they're trying to feed because the lessers are smaller. They can get in different, tighter places, and the honkers just like, hey, I'm older than you. Leave me alone.
The other thing, that I kind of figured out earlier when we were practicing team calling, it was an accident because pretty much what we did, we were just doing our own thing, but we were also listening to each other and trying to fill the gaps. So that's how we started. So if you ever need a starting point, just start calling. Just do your own thing, but start listening to each other and start trying to fill them gaps. Like he was doing a lot of, like maybe louder things, like honking and stuff. I sat in there with a few like feeding calls, murmurs. I don't know if you can call it a feeding call, feeding chuckle.
Yeah.
Feeding or murmurs. And maybe some moans, maybe some quieter clucks mixed in when he's really hammering on them, and I was just sitting back like. So, like, something like quieter if they're real loud, or you could mix louder. Like if the geese need the convincing, you could really get loud, both of you, or you know, like I said 16,000 times during this talk about team calling. Fill in the gaps, and it sounds hard. Like how am I supposed to know? Calling, if you're in a layup line, you can't see him. How am I supposed to know when he's about to make a gap? But you either just.
It's all about learning your partner. Like that's like a big thing. When he and I were starting to call, you know, like every single time we hang out, as soon as you get to my house, both grab our irons, go out back, just call for like probably 15-30 minutes and talk about calling.
Lots of talking, you know.
We're talking and calling, but
another thing, I just started doing. When I'm really trying to get good at calling, that I think helps me a little bit, recording myself, listening to it back.
I did it first.
He probably did do it first.
I sent you a video.
Yeah, but...
See, I think a big thing, like he said, you listen to it yourself, send it to your buddy. I mean, it's good for us texting. Let me just count how many calling videos we have.
But every single time you send it to your buddy, make sure you say there are some bad parts so they don't mention them.
No, it's also good to get constructive criticism. Say, hey, I know where I messed up. Where do you think I messed up? What do you think sounds good? What do you think sounds bad?
I probably So yeah, he recorded himself first. I was like, let me try this out, because the way you're projecting your call, you think about the way the sound goes. We're gonna have to wrap this podcast up here real quick. So after this team calling demonstration, so not demonstration, we're not gonna be calling because that can get pretty loud. So we're not good enough at team calling as well.
We have 8 videos of us saying calls. That's probably within 3 weeks.
Yeah. So recording yourself, because if you think about the way sound works, either you got your call, you're projecting it out in front of you, so it's either bouncing off walls coming back into your ears, or it's going up your face, bouncing. It does not sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to it, you can also listen to the exact same thing over and over again,
Exactly.
and really hear. And when it's yourself, you know what you did. So you're like, oh yeah, I remember doing that.
Yep.
Or you're like, oh yeah, I remember how I messed up doing this. Let me not do that this time.
Yeah. See, when I first got my TG, I was like, man, I suck on this thing. Then I recorded myself. I was like, man, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds way different when you're.
Yeah, it's way different.
Outside. I don't know if I want to say it sounds deeper, but it does have, the pitch is different. It's not super different, but
yeah.
it sounds more.
Outside, it's not that different.
It sounds like more like a goose, and like sounds more like the videos of people calling.
Yeah,
well,
a lot of guys do call deeper, especially for competition calling. Most of them aren't high pitched. Some of them are, but it's usually deeper calls.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but so hopefully Nathan doesn't have to say anything else because I'm gonna go ahead and do my usual outro. Well, what else do you have to say, quick? I guess.
Nothing really. Maybe in the near future, episode 4 or 5, we'll be confident enough in the old team calling that we can give the rundown demonstration on team calling. Not as hard of a thing. I can say that right now. Not as hard of a concept to grasp as I thought. Like, we were just in the yard calling, and I said, hey, let me listen to Jordan and try to fill in some dead space. You know, he's calling high, I call low. He's calling loud, I call quiet. Simple stuff. Really, like, I've seen people, watch videos of people saying about how they're calling, and their team calling, and they follow their partners. Have a lead caller too, I think I heard once.
Yep, so a lot of guys, how a lot of guys start out team calling is your lead guy honks once, so honks twice, and then on the third honk, right after his third honk, the other guy, the second guy, does a different pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you watch team calling for like competition calling, it's either the second it's somewhere anywhere between the second and fifth I've seen is where the second caller starts joining in doing honks, and then it gets to quicker stuff.
Mm-hmm. When it gets quicker, that's more like when the leader, you still kind of have a leader, but at the same time, at that point, everything gets all mixed up, and not like mixed up, but the leader's a little harder to distinguish, and you're really just following the calling, and not like you're following just the rhythm of the call, and not the.
Yeah, this is true for team calling for competition, and I think Nathan's not talking about competition, but in the field too. It's huge because if you don't want two guys, you know what I mean, it's good because you got to know your other caller, so you don't flare birds. So you don't overcall, you don't undercall.
If you notice
just that perfect median.
If you notice them backing off the calling, don't keep going. You should probably back off too.
Exactly.
Especially if they're the lead and they're the more experienced one, and they start backing off, back off, they shut off, you shut off. It's simple equation.
All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and interrupt Nathan, cut him off for the end of this podcast. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. As I said earlier, look out for our merch. We just need to go ahead from one person. So should be out within the next week, hopefully.
Yep, we just need the nuclear launch codes to hit the go button right now.
Yes, sir. We need that, and so hopefully within the next week, everything's gonna be $40 for each hoodie. We're thinking about we're gonna have prepaid, so before we order everything, we're gonna have to have our money. Because we're 15, we don't have that much money saved up.
A loan might be possible, but at the same time, don't want to deal with that. Yeah, don't want to deal with that. Bless you. Bless you.
So follow his Instagram, nt_outdoors_19. His YouTube, NT Outdoors. It's going to be really hard to find because he doesn't have any videos. If you want to follow him, if you want to look at his YouTube, go to any of my videos.
Everything's linked. Everything will be linked here too.
Jordan Henson Outdoors. Follow my YouTube, Jordan Henson Outdoors. Follow my Instagram, Ensign_outdoors. It's happening again.
He did this in the Goose Calling video. He was talking, doing the outro, I think, and his voice just like decided it wanted to leave.
Yeah.
So I can finish up the outro here.
We're good.
Pretty much that's it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch the next one. We'll get better at this. We'll get more topics.
Leave comments for our my channel video suggestions, his channel video suggestions. Also, my channel hasn't been I haven't been uploading on my channel because I've been so focused on getting stuff with our business set up, getting everything ready to be sold. We thought about, we came up with the idea. We were playing Xbox and sitting there. I was like, man, I really don't want to buy hoodies. You know, I was like, man, I really don't want to buy these hoodies. You know, like they look cool, but like I don't like them that much. We should start our own company. Nathan's like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea. You know, it's like it kind of started both of us talking about, you know. And then like one day, you know, like we talked about it for a while, you know, and then she's like, hey, let's make this a thing. So then, we just got to talking. We were sitting here probably 11:30 at night. I'm like, yeah, this is good. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this name? He's like, yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah.
That's our name. That's the name of this podcast. And then I basically
one night we said we were getting off the Xbox at 11. I think we got off at 1.
That was 2 nights ago, maybe. I haven't walked one night, so we talked about business.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Not to that extent every time, but sometimes we'll be like, yep, getting off. 20 minutes later, yep, getting off. 20 minutes later, yep, getting off. 20 minutes later, and it just keeps going. And we're not playing games. Like, we didn't start another game.
Exactly, we talk.
It's just talking. So this is a very planned out. Alright, so we're not going to say extensive procedure here.
Yeah, so basically it's great because I think of an idea, I tell Nathan to make it into reality. He thinks of an idea, makes it into reality, and then sends it to me. It's great how it works. He's basically our graphic designer. I handle all the marketing and talking to people for the most part right now.
He works on most of the social medias. He does most of the social media posting too.
All of that.
All that so far, I don't know. I mean, we're still pretty new, so I don't know if I'll post anything. But yeah, we're gonna have to end this podcast here right about now.
Yep. So check out both of our Instagrams, both of our YouTubes. It'll be linked down below. If you watch this far, actually no, it'll pop up by now probably. Watch the next couple seconds. Click on each of those.
And last thing to bring up, the Unguided Instagram has been growing crazy. So if you're from the Instagram, I do not know how you guys found us. Like, we didn't post anything. We didn't have. I think Jordan tagged it in a few photos.
I tagged in a couple of my Instagram posts, and none of the people that liked that my Instagram followed. But literally, I mean,
it just grew.
It's crazy.
The Instagram didn't even have what we were about. So like that's
we didn't
crazy.
even have. Literally, all I had was my name linked in the bio, his name linked in the bio, and I have one post which after I posted that we maybe got 2 people. Right now, we're sitting at 92 followers. We had 91 earlier.
92 followers, and we have, like, no one knew what it was, so that's crazy.
Exactly.
Thanks for the support. Watch the next one. Tell your friends to follow it, because we need to grow to get you the best hoodies, the best possible price.
The best podcast, the best everything. We're gonna...
100,000 followers, and we get to get into the next biggest thing of our company, which is... getting, hopefully, if they accept us, because I think they can still deny, but that's the next part, is getting a shirt supplier, the next shirt supplier. So
yep.
Once that happens, we can get some crazier stuff pumped out.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be good. I mean, we already have a lot of stuff in the making. We already have a lot of stuff that we're thinking of that I need Nathan to make into reality for me.
Yeah. I think I only know of one, so I think he's lying.
I'm not lying. I have quite a few.
He might have a few that he hasn't shown me or told me about, but yep.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna give you guys a sneak peek here. Just right there. That's all you guys get.
Yep. You don't even, probably without the explanation, don't even know what that is. But when it's on the hoodie
it's gonna be sick.
That I designed on the computer, it looks a little better. But there's just a little.
Oh, that was just me drawing at 1 o'clock in the morning. Just drawing. Haven't drawn in a couple years. Decided to give it a go.
There's a little part of that picture. Little part of that picture that is the hold up of that picture or becoming the next hoodie design.
Yep, so it makes him mad when he's trying to design it and then it doesn't become a design. Alright, so
it was making me mad, but it should be done soon. That's the end. See you in the next one.
Thank you guys for watching.
These are fun to make, so they'll be done more. Hopefully we don't run out of topics. That's it. See you later.
Goodbye.